collective energy reading. Please take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. Thanks for coming back, taking in the message, because it's a message for you. Could be for your boo, your brethren too. People are gossiping about you taking your faith and going towards these new beginnings. You may have seen that you've even had to have divine intervention, because when these people was gossiping about you, about this divine masculine and the community where they are, social awareness, they can say that they're having this sudden awakening because they was rebelling. They can see that they could be worshipping you now, and they're looking at gaining discipline, because that's connecting with your emotions, their emotions. They maybe wanted to be able to come and give you an offer, because that's freedom through faith. That's faith within your heart. 444, connected to those emotions, transformations, change. Take this all as it resonates, guys, because love my kids, but always know you was special. So they love the kids, but they always knew somebody was special. Your mum could have knew that you were special. Take it all as it resonates. That could be a mother figure, divine feminine energy that knew you was that one to be able to take that leap, to listen. They could be gossiping about you, about this divine intervention. They could see that you're loyal, you're creative, you're moving, you're connecting, you're steadfast, you're organised. Certain people's insecure, detached from their emotions. Certain family members and friends, they didn't have that connection the way how you did, to be able to release and listen to that spirit within inside of them, gain that higher clarity, and listen to that inspiration, transform, use your personal powers, your skills, go towards your dreams. You've seen illusions to confusions, and you connected, sensitive to that spiritual. You looked at the mistress to your stories. You're able to encompass, make that sudden change. You could be feeling like you're in this handman position. Certain people got to let go because they were sacrificing. You may just have that pause and looking at things from a new perspective, because you just want your kids to have and do better person than you was. So your mother, they could just want you to do better and be that better person than as you was. Take this all as it resonates. They think you and you're my girlfriend, and we've been dating for a year. So certain people think you are this masculine's girlfriend, and you've been dating for the year. Their mother figure does. They could be gossiping about that. We can't wait to see you. We'll see you soon. She's coming. So certain people can't wait to see you. You could be traveling. You could be moving somewhere. Take it all as it resonates. Go and see a masculine. You could be traveling, taking a leap of faith and looking some different foundations. You could be going to a different community, different place, some different structures. You could be expanding, determined, because you're growing, enabling people to grow and have that communication skills. You could be indecisive, be thinking anxious this moment, because that's that hopes. Humilious. That's looking humilious, dead, spiritual magic. So as it dropped, spiritual magic, it's that fork, law, expressive, trust, practice, originally, orally, myths, legends, jokes, songs, protections. You may be needing this prosperity, have that deep rest for a full sleep, because that's that sun when you got higher clarity, to be able to ward off evil. That's reducing anxiety and that serenity, that's that calm energy. So you could be warding off certain evil energies, people chatting shit, family members and friends. You see why this divine intervention was taking place, because certain people was trying to secure and serve your masculine, those families, friends, people in that community, because your crown chakra, that was aiding the dream work, put on a pillow. Insomnia reduces nightmares, and it promotes restful sleep, blend mugwort. And you're looking to be able to aid dreaming better, to protect you through that nature, and that's nurturing that word of negativity, even nervousness, tension, mental, emotions, tranquility. So you may be needing that at this time, in this moment. Hops, so you may be looking at look at hops, take it all as it resonates, because that's when you're getting that clarity of mind to be able to sleep, because you could be having stress, fearing, all because of the mindset, the way your attitude, your approach towards life, having that loneliness in that connection. So they could be feeling lonely and just want your kids to be better than you was. That mother figure, father figure, they could be speaking to their child and gaining that higher clarity about the choices that they make when they're having these relationships. That's where you're getting a spiritual wisdom, balance, being fair-minded, providing that justice. That's when you have to defend those family members and friends who's doing right. That's when you have to move with love. And you have to connect, because it's about romance and beauty. Are you doing it in a positive way? Because that's when you're earning, and you have to look at those values. And it's that sacral, the world around you, who you're having this with, are you nurturing, are you caring, are you providing, are you supporting? Because it's that deepness within inside of you. That's like when you have that marriage. You gain that inspiration. You have to examine, and you have to look at it from mental, emotional process. So you got that wholeness, and it's that high, mystical, tranquil part. When you connect, and it's that divinity. And when you're in that silence and you're looking at yourself, you have to look at that resilience from that heartache, hurt and pain, stress, have compassion, confidence, that's that inner and personal, to have that love, generosity for yourself as well as others. Forgive those who trespassed you, to lead you into that temptation. You had that higher wisdom. You knew you weren't indecisive about certain choices. They didn't look at the things from a different, they was too extroverted, quick running, chasing, not looking, higher clarity. They was too controlling. Now you could be traveling and moving, determined, taking orders that resonates, because they can't wait to see if you're coming, see if you're traveling, see if you're going somewhere soon. 12, that's you moving forward and like with your skills and to new beginnings and having this balance with this partner, that relationship. You could be looking now and encompassing that unrealistic approach how people had when they was in that aggressive energy state. They could be looking now because they were stubborn. People trying to be controlling because they thought they was wise when they was communicating. Take this all as it resonates. Now they could be just gaining that new perspective now about the masculine and their emotions and how they was blocked and they're connecting, and now they wasn't being creative when they wasn't expressing, or because they was trying to control those emotions, those thoughts, or because of the relationships and the choices that they made. They could see they was contemplating, indecisive, not connecting to those emotions, not really being true to oneself, because that was like that spiritual growth, and they always had to look for that alignment. And that's that equivalent when you got that knowledge and the inner introspection. So they're looking back towards you because they're looking at that crown chakra dream work. They could be dreaming and thinking now about those illusions, because that's that devil, you know what I mean? He's tied down and you're restricted, and you're looking about the energy and your ego, your pride. You had that control, you didn't have that clarity in mind. Now you're critically thinking and you're anxious in your mind about certain actions that you was taking. 3 and 2, now they could be looking back towards you and in their emotions and seeing how they was controlling and being stubborn about money and the choices that they made. They thought it was being wise, take it all as it resonates. They may be wanting to look back to you as a feminine and bring you some money or offer you something or enable you to be able to grow, because they can see you're growing, evolution within your mind. They could be having stress and conflict because they was in a childlike spirit. They could have having a feminine energy now, but could be feeling unbalanced and feeling like they need to nurture their self. This masculine could be gaining structure now, and in that hierophant you could be seeing now you're a leader and you've got these traditions and you've got to take that lead, take that great leap of faith to be able to evolve and go towards those new beginnings. Nurture yourself, have balance. You can see you're powerful, you can see you're dependable, you're nurturing, you're unable to be able to take that leap because you're courageous and you've got courage, you're loyal, you're steadfast, you're organized, and that's when you're energetic. You're enabled to be able to move with compassion, love. You've got creative skills. Take this all as it resonates, guys. Because you're remembering that conflict and peace when you're stressed in your mind with the lovers, the relationships, and you've not got those firm foundations. These divine masculines are looking back now because they're having anxiety. I don't remember you being baptized. I ain't getting inside. Love. Praise the Most High. So they don't remember you being baptized. You don't remember them being baptized. They're not getting inside of their mind that higher awakening, that higher clarity, spiritual, that oneness within oneself. They could be feeling in their pineal gland now because their skull and the brain, you're having that activation, and it's stress, because then you have to look about the realizations, the mysteries to your story, the relationships, who you was loving with, and that's that love and beauty. Have you got harmony and balance? Which is your values, because what you was pleasuring with. Down by the riverside, baptizing. So they could be down by the riverside now, getting baptized, free in their emotions, thoughts, connecting to their heart, higher awakening, down by the riverside in their emotions, because they're looking back, and that's planning that destiny. Lie down with dogs, get up with fleas, tramps. So they can see they was lying down with dogs, they've got with fleas, tramps, karmics, mysteries to their story because of their mindset, extra energies, flighty and detached from emotions, not spiritually connected, spiritually blocked, spiritually blind, or because they were stubborn, materialistic, trying to obtain power. And they was in their ego, aggressive, egotistical energy, acting, and now they want to be able to act with love, because it's that divine feminine rebelling, talking to her. She started all of this. You need to talk to her. It's curiosity. So they want to be able to come and talk to you because curiosity killed up that cat, so they can see that planning that destiny. They was being forced, they know, looking back to that story now, they be taking that leap because they're in that hangman position. They're looking back because they can see you as a part of that dream. They could be dreaming about you and seeing those illusions now. and the confusions, and they're having stress in their mind and their thoughts because they're getting higher awareness of you. Take this all as it resonates. They could be manifesting, thinking of you in their dreams. When they're in their dreams, they're getting higher clarity at night time. It's all about compliments. You need someone who's going to make you strong when you're weak. So when they apologize because they're holding these grudges, they are weak, they're feeling weak. They could be feeling weak within their self. They haven't got these skills. Or because of the way how they was acting, they're having conflicts. They could be seeing like their actual drives lowering because they was having aggression, and then maybe they was moving because they haven't got no inspiration. Then we're like, when they have that great impulse, they haven't got no enthusiasm now to transform, to change, because they're feeling like they lack power, or because they was being stubborn when they was being voracious. They weren't protecting themselves because they didn't have higher clarity. It's all about compliments. So they're looking now because that's like looks ain't everything. You need a girl who's going to help you set what you need. So now they're looking back. They could be looking towards you because they need help, that helping hand, support, assistance, because you've got that higher clarity. Now they're connecting to their heart. They're obtaining back the actions that they took. They're gaining great higher clarity, and they're rolling their emotions. They may be like trying to be able to travel, because travel with those thoughts and manifesting those dreams, because they can see down by that riverside, 11, they're getting higher clarity, social awareness, because they're needing strength. So that's that 9. They're connecting now. That's that spiritual values. And you have to look about the mysteries to your story, because that's that house of gods. And that's where you're evolving different religions, background, that higher truth. And that's that spiritual belies, what you was told, what you learned from when you was younger. And you could be seeing things published, laws, judicial systems, about structures, about homes and foundations, and who you're creating with, workplaces, and that's family and friends. Take this all as it resonates, because when you look back to the mysteries of your story, it's that spiritual grip to get in alignment for that assignment, because that's that tranquil part for yourself, your self-discovery, because they were spiritually blocked. So they're saying they're connecting to their heart, to their emotions now, because that's that tree, and that's that heart, that treasure chest, because they're planning. And that was because the divine feminine is saying you was rebelling, and she started all of this, and you need to be able to talk to her. So they forgot, because they're saying that you started all of this. What did you start, divine feminine? 3 and 1, standing in your power, that strength, being creative, to be able to have compassion for yourself and love yourself and give yourself that love. Give yourself compassion, enable yourself to grow. So you were spiritually, mentally, emotionally woke. That was you communicating with that willpower. You put boundaries in place, and you enabled yourself to be creative. You became a divine feminine, started using your skills, listened, went towards your new beginnings. You had your firm structures and your foundations. You understood about their habits. You was receptive to emotions. You've seen, you've got your firm foundations, you've got your structures. You enabled yourself to grow. That was you connecting to your emotions deep in those private parts of yourself. That was you cleansing, letting go, seeing about the actions, take that higher clarity, gain inspiration, get grounded, release anything that don't no longer serve you. You look at the way your attitude and your approach towards life and your values and what you're valuing, because you wasn't able to use your intuitions. They was passive aggressive, unrealistic. They didn't have that sympathetic approach towards life. They can see, they look back, that nurturing. You nurtured yourself. You had compassion for yourself. You had to be creative. You had to put boundaries up. You had to end up having discernment, because looks ain't everything. So what they seen, they didn't have that higher clarity in regards to who you were. You was like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, because that was that passage. You had that passage because you was able to take that leadership skills, and that was taking control, connecting to yourself, your heart, your mind, body, soul, connected to the spiritual guides, the higher awareness. You seen karmic cycles. You wasn't able to empath emotions. Now they're connected to their heart. They're getting that higher awareness in regards to who you are, because they can see now the mysteries to their story when they was taking that action, and the thought that was being wise around certain family members and friends, this masculine. That's when they was expanding with different groups. They could have been traveling and moving, driving, having relationships with other people. Take it all as it resonates. They've had to look, because that's 12, 4, 16, they're having a tower moment, because that was all the illusions and confusions. And you seen that passage. They was full of confusions. Now they're connecting to their heart and seeing the illusions that they had in place, or because they didn't want to evolve and grow. They thought they was going to get quick rich. Now they died trying. Now they're looking at that stability, and they can see that loyal. They were selfish, clinging on to people from their past. They're purifying now. They're cleansing those emotions. because that's that transformation. When you was rebelling and smelling, they was gambling you, not wanting to transform, didn't lack compassion. They was being a fool. That could have been around a feminine energy, saying that you was being that fool and you wasn't nurturing, caring, you didn't lack compassion. Take it all as it resonates. They could have been around family members and friends that was being stubborn and controlling, trying to control the outcome. They weren't growing because of their spiritual mindset. They was tradition institutionalized within inside of their mind, not gaining that wisdom, getting introspective. They didn't know how to go into hermit. They didn't have that inner strength and that personal power to transform, because they was running and chasing golden calves, material aspects of life, fashion, cars, clothes, all just so everybody could be seeing them, because they didn't connect to the ancient oak, that strength, that spirit within inside of them, the ancestors, and listen, spiritually balanced, physical, mentally, emotionally. My mum told me, don't settle for less than the best. So my mum told me, don't stay in that relationship. You keep growing, because if certain people are there for you, they're going to be guiding you, protecting you. They're not going to try and control their actions. And when they're traveling, they will come towards you and show you that love and that compassion. And they're going to see, they're not going to contemplate love. They're not going to be objective and indecisive about relationships. You have to defend yourself. Take this all as it resonates. They could be making one to be able to come and be adventurous towards you, because now is home. You want to get close to the drive. So now he's home, he wants to get close to the drive. So now they're home, they want to get close to that drive, to that heart, to connect to those emotions, because they're seeing that passageway. She didn't want to walk. So they can say, oh, she didn't want to walk, so they drove somebody to their house. So they're seeing that miracle. They didn't want to walk. Everyone cancelling, wanting refund. So certain people was cancelling, now they're wanting a refund from that property, that home, the travel, the car. Take it all as it resonates. They didn't want to walk, because that leadership, them two didn't have no sense between them. So that feminine, the masculine, that could be somebody who was supposed to be seeking knowledge from, and they was trying to be able to gain wisdom. They didn't have spiritual wisdom. They was both flight and detached, or both in their ego, both stubborn, or because it was the values, what they valued. They wasn't reliable sources. It's all very still hard on her. So it could be, yeah, very still hard on you to be able to encompass, because about these family members and friends, spiritually blocked, emotionally blocked, mentally blocked, because of those illusions. People was dying trying, because they was uncompromising. They weren't creative when they was using their imaginations. They can see that you're eccentric and you've got the spiritual wisdom, because you had the passage from the Most High. Come back so you know the commitment was not a lie. So they want you to be able to come back, to say that no, that love, that joy, that heart, masculine, the commitment, that was loyal, it wasn't a lie. I don't know why I expected different from you, divine masculine. So you don't even know why you expected different from these divine feminines, masculines. You knew how they were. People be gossiping. Now they're looking, they may want to be able to give you an offer, because now it's own. I want to get close to that drive. They want to be able to see that divine feminine, masculine was thirsty, hungry. Take it all as it resonates. They was passionate. That could have been like a feminine energy, trying to use their issues, emotions. That was about love bombing and extra energy. Take it all as it resonates for money and stability. Because you see, I don't know why I even expected them to be different. That's why I had the intervention, because everyone's seeing the refund now, cancelling. So that divine intervention, everyone's cancelling, awakening now, getting higher clarity, because they thought they had leadership. And all very so hard on her. It was hard. Twin flame. It was hard because it was your twin flame. And you seen those illusions to confusions. They were spiritually blocked and spiritually unbalanced. They didn't enable themselves to grow, because now they're gaining higher clarity. That's judgment, because they was trash. And that's descending now, throwing out that feminine energy, cleansing, meditating. You threw them out and you cleansed and you meditated. You didn't hate, and they're hating on you. Why? Because £1,000 for a hotel, just a deposit. So they know coming to pay £1,000 for a hotel, just for a deposit. Meeting in private home, cooker, dinner. So there was meeting in a private home, cooking, having dinner, socializing with that feminine, and doing things in the unknown. Take this all as it resonates. They was lying and dying. They was doing things bad, spiritually blocked, spiritually blind, using that money to hit on me. So they was using that money to hit on that masculine, feminine, masculine. They could be using it to hit on you. I just had to see you again. So they just had to see you again. I need your help. I will buy you first class ticket to wherever you want to go. So they need your help. They'll buy your first class ticket for you to travel far distance, wherever you need to go. They need your help because they lack stability. They see that they need that energy, your energy, opportunity. They need an opportunity to be able to grow. They need that strength to look critically thinking now. You do one thing for me. Let me publish your cookbook. So do one thing for them. Let them publish. They wanted to be able to publish something, publish music, publish your cookbook, publish certain things, services that you provide. Take this orders that resonates to be able to sell. So that's like, you're going to gain money. You can see you had a divine intervention because of this drama queen. Let's see what the gossip is about this drama. Oh, look how it just flew out. Situationship. So, she was earning my man while I was earning my man. Some of you young girls might not understand. No pain, use a rebound. No gain, no pain. Oh, swipe right because she was a side chick. So they're swiping right because you've seen that was divine intervention. Those divine feminines and masculine put themselves on a karmic cycle. They got lost in the soul. Now they want to come home. Come back to you, darling. Because that's that overnight success. Gaining higher clarity. Who you are. So they can see they're gaining higher clarity. They wanted overnight success. Social media. Take it all as it resonates. Speak up, motherfucker, about these family members and these friends and these divine feminines and masculines that was on that karmic cycle, lying and dying, trying. And you seen, you got a secret admirer. They could be secret admiring you because of the situationship. Let's see more from the dance floor when they was going on raw. They've got these plastic smiles. When they see you, they're fake smiling, hooking up and fucking up. Because they force friendships and they're hiding resentment behind smiles. Friends in the name only. Because that's that overnight success. They're getting gaslighted. They gaslighted those divine feminines and masculines, lied because of money and there was value in. That was about stability, structures, extra energies, judgmental. Thought they was judging you because you were spiritually working, you were spiritually wise. They were spiritually blocked. They didn't have that understanding because you were speaking up about their inner child. They was in that childlike spirit, didn't know how to grow. You took the childlike spirit and you had to know, be creative in their situation or single. You just seen that temporary loneliness, choosing solitude. You was waiting for better, not settling for less because you purified yourself from those family members and those friends, the divine feminines, masculines. That was Tauruses. You had these Geminis. You had these Leos. You had these Sagittariuses. You checked on your boss and you got going because you had that spiritual wisdom, understanding. You put your backpack on. You'll be traveling, taking great leaps and adventures, purifying yourself, evolution, just growing because you enabled yourself to have that offer. You could be seeing you've got getting an offer because you're overnight success and their situationship and plastic smiles. What's the tea? They've been looking you up. Meanwhile, you'll be fucking them up in their head. 2306, they're having stress, baby. They got no balance. They'll be Google searching you, seeing what you be doing, researching information. They'll be having to Google and think, oh my gosh, is that really right? Oh yeah, clarity, eye introspection as to who you are. You're speaking words right. You're pissing them off when they're looking you up because they can see you're going successful. They're gaslighted, confused. Yep, because of those illusions. Now they're questioning themselves because they're in their emotions, or because they've got destruction, or because it was dysfunctional. That's because they're all flipped up and popped up in their mind, looking you up now because you got this overnight success. They're gaslighted. Cyberbullying. Online attacks, hiding behind screens, best way that they can be because they know they can't be seen. So it's best that they hide behind that screen. Try to project that energy to you, but what they don't know, it's going to go right back straight to them because they will look them, shoot them down in. So, because they was in triangles and they can say, speak out about these family members and friends, the masculines put you in this love triangle, or because it was in the ego, you had to protect yourself from these people, you walked away. You said to wolves in a bucket. You just listened to the spirit of inside of you. You looked at the people in your community. You seen who you cooperated with the spirit. You used to have discernment. You had that all-knowing. You put boundaries in place. You had knowledge. You entrusted in that higher source within inside of you. You was able to rebuke certain people, because you've seen there are certain Geminis and Virgos family members about the service that they're providing and who's quick verbally talking and yeah, let's make that story right, but curiosity popped down certain people, and you've seen that short journey and things only happen for so long because why they're looking you up. What is so good about you that they're looking you up for? Oh, because they're reflecting and projecting, because it's too late to apologize. Said it's too late, cause all yours in your ego and talking lies. I said it's too late. And when you was pushing up the energy, you weren't thinking about me. When you had that dirty sleazer, exy lover, passionate over loyalty. G, same shit, different day. Every lover you talk about, they always play. And it was you playing yourself, you didn't wanna grow. You didn't want to grow, bro. Now the screenshot that. Cause you're gonna be like that. And now you're one. So all of a sudden they want to run because they're feeling like broke spiritually, mentally, emotionally, because they won't listen to that guardian spirit of inside of them. Their ancestors and their angels and their ancestors were telling them, heart guardian. They weren't listening. They weren't stayed. They weren't rooted and grounded, because that was winter. Take care of your needs. They wasn't taking, they was taking care of those extra needs. They didn't ground themselves with love. They was too busy taking action. They didn't have that higher clarity and connect to their heart. They didn't listen because they was too busy like giving their relationship and their love away. Take it all as it resonates, guys, because let's just get these last three. It says, got to keep my skills up. So you got to keep your skills up. Have compassion, love yourself, be creative, be loyal, protect. You loves creating. If he flunks, I can't let him play. So if he flunks, you can't let these divine feminines, masculines play. Not spiritually, emotionally, mentally, no. You let it go, they're not that team player. I thought you was leaving. So somebody thought you was leaving. All of a sudden, more action in church than a barbershop. So you can see the more action in this church than what's happening in the barbershop. So when they was in church and certain people was creating and having great adventures, thinking they was having these hidden skills, magician, powerful, using that spiritual to block and stop, cause conflict, emotions, so you can't grow in a childlike spirit, actual energies. You know them church people, they're always the worst people too. 7. Yep, they're not balanced, they're not got that spiritual wisdom, they lie, because it's about money. It's home, that's why I stayed. So that was home, that's why they stayed. How long are you staying? Would you like to go for food, catch up? So someone was saying it's how long are you staying? Would you like to go for food, catch up? CT could be significant. You might have to be cautious with those family members. J. This could be first name, last name, letter. JT. Just call. Just think. I. We'll take that one. Jit. You could be feeling jittery now. Definitely feeling jitty. Could be feeling guilty. Could be feeling salty. You could be feeling silly. Scott could be significant. First name, last name. Joe, joy. You could be having joy. Someone could be feeling sick. You could be getting justice. You. Someone could suck right now. Vicky, because you're going to victory. You could be getting justice. Italy could be significant. Oh, guys. Two more. Two more it came. Victory. D, you got drive. Drive. doctors, justice, jury, social, civil, security, travel, tetchery, teteracy, soon, very, yard, car, jet, you, your, youth, cry, try, sly, DIE, JT, ST, Ciroc, you rock, rocket, trick, visit, October, December could be significant, DT, people could have been determined, could have been diverted, that was a divine intervention. Take this all as it resonates. They all could be feeling scared right now. November could be significant. Nothing. Take it all as it resonates. And no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Because you get freedom through faith.